It is an image of modern wellness, a crystal-clear plastic bottle, its seal unbroken, holding perfectly pure water. We grab one on the way to the gym, pack one in our child's lunchbox, and keep a case in the car, trusting it as a source of clean, safe hydration. It is an icon of purity. Then there is its counterpart, an icon of convenience, the plastic food container. We pack our lunches in it and, in a moment of time-saving brilliance, put it directly into the microwave to heat our meal. These objects are so integrated into our lives that we barely see them, associating them with efficiency and safety. But what if this trust is dangerously misplaced? What if that symbol of purity, the sealed bottle of water, is actually a Trojan horse, delivering not just hydration, but a dose of microscopic plastic with every single sip? What if that convenient meal is being seasoned with a chemical soup leaching from the container as it heats? This is not a hypothetical scenario. It is the documented reality of our plastic-wrapped world. The everyday plastic items we rely on are silently shedding an invisible blizzard of particles, which are now being found in the deepest recesses of the human body, potentially driving inflammation, disrupting hormones, and sabotaging our health from within. The invasion begins with simple, everyday actions. These solid plastic containers do not remain intact. They are in a constant state of decay, shedding microscopic fragments into their contents through a variety of triggers. The simple mechanical stress of twisting a bottle cap, squeezing the sides of the bottle, or the jostling and friction that occurs during transport is enough to shear off thousands of particles. Heat and light are even more powerful catalysts. A bottle of water left in a hot car or a plastic container placed in a microwave experiences an accelerated breakdown. The heat energizes the plastic polymers, causing them to degrade and release a torrent of particles into your food and drink. The same is true for exposure to UV light. A bottle left in the sun will become brittle over time as the light shatters the chemical bonds holding the plastic together. The scale of this contamination is staggering. Recent studies using advanced laser technology have revealed a shocking reality. Researchers have found that a single liter of bottled water can contain an average of 240,000 detectable plastic fragments. The majority of these are not even microplastics, but nanoplastics particles, so infinitesimally small they are measured in billionths of a meter. This is crucial because their minuscule size allows them to move beyond the digestive tract, pass through cellular walls, and invade the tissues of our vital organs. To truly grasp the danger, it's critical to understand that these plastic fragments are not clean, inert objects. They are complex chemical delivery systems carrying a double dose of toxicity. The first dose comes from the very ingredients used to create the plastic itself. To make plastic clear, flexible, or durable, manufacturers mix in a cocktail of chemical additives. As the plastic breaks down, these chemicals leach out. They include phthalates, notorious endocrine disruptors used to make plastic flexible, bisphenols like BPA and its equally concerning replacements, which make plastic hard and shatterproof, and even heavy metals like antimony, a potential carcinogen used as a catalyst in the production of PET, the plastic used for most beverage bottles. The second dose of toxicity comes from what the plastic picks up. In the environment, microplastics act like tiny, toxic sponges. Their chemical structure makes them incredibly effective at attracting and absorbing other dangerous pollutants they encounter, such as persistent organic pollutants, POPs, like pesticides, and industrial byproducts. When we ingest these particles, we are not just consuming a piece of plastic, we are consuming the concentrated toxic luggage it has collected. The particle becomes a Trojan horse, smuggling a payload of diverse and harmful chemicals past the body's initial defenses and delivering it deep within us. Once these particles and their chemical payloads are inside our bodies, they do not simply pass through. They are recognized by the immune system for what they are: foreign invaders. In response, the body mounts an inflammatory attack. Immune cells, called macrophages, attempt to engulf and destroy these plastic shards, just as they would a bacterium or a splinter. But plastic is not biological. It cannot be broken down. The immune cells often die in their futile attempts, releasing distress signals that call in even more immune cells, creating a localized, persistent state of war. This is not the helpful short-term inflammation that heals a wound. This is chronic, low-grade inflammation, a constant, simmering state of immune activation that is now understood by scientists to be a primary driver of nearly every major modern disease. It is a slow burn that damages healthy tissues, disrupts cellular communication, and contributes to the development of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, autoimmune disorders, and cancer. The non-stop presence of these non-degradable plastic particles provides a perfect trigger for this destructive state. As they are carried by the bloodstream, they don't just wander, they accumulate, embedding themselves in the tissues of our liver, kidneys, spleen, and most disturbingly, have been found to cross the supposedly impenetrable blood-brain barrier. Among all the potential health effects, the emerging evidence surrounding fertility and reproduction is perhaps the most frightening. The invasion of plastics is not just a threat to our individual organs, it is a threat to the propagation of life itself. In a series of groundbreaking and deeply unsettling discoveries, scientists have confirmed the presence of microplastics lodged deep within the most vital reproductive tissues. They have been found in the human placenta, the very organ that nourishes a developing fetus. They have been found in human testicular tissue and have been linked to reduced sperm counts. They have been found in ovarian tissue, raising questions about their effect on the health and viability of a woman's eggs. This contamination sabotages fertility through multiple pathways. First, the leached chemicals like phthalates and BPA are potent endocrine disruptors that mimic and block the natural sex hormones that govern reproduction. They can disrupt menstrual cycles, interfere with ovulation, and impair sperm production and quality. Second, the chronic inflammation and oxidative stress triggered by the physical presence of the plastic particles creates a toxic environment for delicate sperm and egg cells, damaging their DNA and reducing their chances of successful fertilization and implantation. The discovery of plastics in the placenta confirms that this exposure begins before we are even born, breaching the protective barrier and potentially impacting fetal development in ways we are only just beginning to understand. The threat is no longer theoretical, it is inside us, at the very source of human continuation. We have traced the journey of a microscopic particle from a simple plastic bottle into the most intimate parts of our biology. The conclusion is as clear as the plastic we once trusted. Our relationship with single-use plastics is a Faustian bargain. In exchange for unparalleled convenience, we have accepted a silent, steady infusion of materials and chemicals that our bodies were never meant to process. The cost is not immediate but is paid over a lifetime through chronic inflammation, hormonal chaos, and a deeply concerning threat to our ability to reproduce. But knowledge, once gained, becomes power. The power to halt this invisible invasion rests in the small, conscious choices we make every day. The path to reducing your exposure and reclaiming your biological sovereignty is straightforward. Ditch the disposable bottle. This is the single most important step. Switch to a reusable water bottle made of stainless steel or glass. Rethink your food storage. Use glass or stainless steel containers for leftovers. And above all, establish one unbreakable rule in your kitchen. Never, ever microwave food in a plastic container. Filter your water. Invest in a high-quality water filter for your home tap, which can help remove microplastics that may be present in municipal water supplies. Choose fresh and unpackaged. Whenever possible, opt for fresh fruits and vegetables over foods that are heavily packaged in plastic. The choice to reduce our reliance on single-use plastics is no longer just an environmental one, it is a profound act of self-preservation. By protecting our bodies from this invisible invasion, we are not only safeguarding our own health and fertility, but also casting a vote for a future where convenience does not come at the cost of our biology.